pomeriggio. Good afternoon.
Good
How's it going?
afternoon. All good. All good. All good. I'm in my hoodie because it's a bit colder in England now. It's a bit colder in London.
Well, I've got an autumnal sort of shirt on, sort of like it's started, mate. Summer's gone like that in this country. It goes so quick.
We can't complain. We've had lots of sunshine. But,
we've had a good year.
No, doing well.
International break served you well. You've rested, recuperated.
Yeah, no, I'm quite bored to be fair. I've never liked international breaks. Like, look, people might think it's therapy to get away from the club. Like, fair enough, but like,
I've enjoyed it.
I like to kind of be like, even if we're trash, kind of get to the next game because I'm a hopeful romantic that we might turn things around. So I'm a bit bored, man. But there's it's been interesting as as an Italian fan to see what Gattuso's Italy looks like, and there's been some exciting results.
That match was mental, wasn't it? That match. Oh my god! Did you watch? I only watched the second half, but it was.
I didn't watch it. I saw the highlights.
Yeah, madness. Defense.
There's a good story there with Tonali, I think, with his history, saying the Pirlo comparisons, and he was always like, I feel like I'm more Gattuso, the number 8, So and the fact he scored the winner, crazy. But all good.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm now for everyone listening. I have to say, I know people are holding on bated breath because I'm a very wanted man, but I'm off the market now. So I got engaged last weekend. So that's it, guys. I'm off. Stop getting in my DMs, all right?
Fair play. Maddie, that's you as well. Yeah, we're gonna share.
Definitely.
Direct to you.
So I've joined your club. Steph.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks, congratulations. So you've had a good international break, I guess.
I've had a great international break. Yeah, I've signed a lifetime contract. So
very good.
Bonus. But what we're going to speak about today, well, we've gone on a tangent, is Ollie sent around some predictions, didn't he, a few weeks ago? In classic Ollie fashion. I don't know why it's done this way, but it's done like halfway through the window.
So it's tough, isn't it? Because look, if anyone that doesn't know, at the end of the season, Ollie and Isaac just released a report, or what you could like to call an article on our predictions that we've in relation to Milan, the league, top 4, relegated, etc. Like, but obviously they do it before the season starts because obviously that's an unbiased opinion without any sort of groundwork on how the season's sort of unfolding. But the problem is they have to do it, but they do it before the transfer market finishes. So it's quite also tough to answer questions like who's going to be Milan's top goal scorer when
both of us,
when you're both hunting for a number 9 striker, when the club's hunting for a number 9 striker, it's quite tough to answer that question. Hence why both of us put, if Boniface comes, it's going to be him. And
I put Vlahovic then Boniface. I've got neither.
So this is videos to cover our asses, basically. So
do a bit more of a deep prediction, right? With a little bit of work to look at, a little bit of homework to look at. So
now we did obviously our last video was in relation to the transfer market. I believe it was, or was the one before?
Yeah, it was our initial reaction straight away. You just after it closed.
Obviously, that's an opinion on the market, but this is more an opinion. The dust is settled now. We've had time to digest the signings, the squad, the current injuries that we have, and I guess like the road ahead for the season. This really is probably our sort of key predictions on what we think will unfold for the season. So we'll get a couple of Ollie's questions that he does in that article, bring them up, and then kind of maybe revise our opinion or not. Probably will revise our opinion, knowing that we are 1 loss, 1 win into the season, and we've seen the players come in. So
Shall we start from the top then? Because I think it'll be a quick one. With who we think is going to win the league. So Steph, over to you. Who's lifting the Scudetto this year?
I think it's going to be a very, very tight league in this. Everyone's going to say Napoli. The Lukaku injury, I think, is huge. But I mean, let's just see until Europe comes in. Roma, obviously, good start for them. Juventus 2-2 as well. Can't Cremonese, even though despite they're 2-2. And Inter Milan, obviously, a force to be reckoned with. But then they lost to Udinese, wasn't it? I think San Siro. So look, it's not a lot to go off. So I'm probably just going to go with the same prediction I put in my head. I think I put the same prediction, but anyway, I'm gonna go with Napoli. I would love to say Milan, but I'm gonna go with Napoli. I think them getting Lukaku back eventually. Some good signings towards the end. They got Højlund in. So they still have an Arsenal up front, regardless of Lukaku being injured or not. They've got some. It's just the structure of the side as well.
Yeah.
Conte's still there too. Regardless if they didn't win in convincing fashions and a late Anguissa goal in the second game, if you still win whilst not playing good, there's a common denominator that you are going to be a successful side this season. So I think Napoli, mate. What about you?
Yeah, I've had a look. I've got my answers up just so I can remember the questions more so, to be honest. And I put Napoli in. I can't really look past them. I think it is definitely, whatever happens, I think we both agree on this. It's nowhere near going to be a one-horse race this year. There'll at least be two teams that'll be battling it out. I mean, that technically happened, obviously, last season with Inter, but everyone was pretty convinced that Napoli would pit them. I think a similar thing will happen, but it'll be even closer in terms of throughout the season. Because we know what Conte's like in Europe, and I think although Napoli have recruited really well, you could argue they're weaker at least to start because of the Lukaku injury. Okay, De Bruyne maybe levels them out a bit, but the only thing I would say is I just find it really shocking that Napoli are going to be the first team since Juve to win back-to-back Scudetti. That still seems so strange to me, but they're doing it under the manager that started the dominance, so it kind of makes sense. So yeah, Napoli quite convincingly for me. I can't really just don't see any team as good as them.
No, fair play.
This is the meat and potatoes of it. This is it. Top 7. So starting from 2nd down to 7th. Yeah. Where are we placing it, Steph?
Yeah, I'll just double check what I put. I put Milano in the league, so
did you? Mate, you covered your ass here.
No. As in, sorry, the previous one, and obviously
the previous.
I put Milan. So I mean, I had too many beers that night probably, but so that's clearly outdated in my opinion. But top 7, Napoli first. I'm not gonna. I should put Napoli second in my prediction. So I'm not going to do a like for like swap with Milan. I think. Just the signings and my discontent from the last video of how the summer ended. I don't think we're getting top 2. And I'll come on to it. I don't think top 3 either. So I'm going to go with Napoli first, of course. I will go with Inter second. I will go with Roma third. I'm going to go with
Roma third. I like that. that. That's high. Okay.
This is tough because this is nah, fuck it. Heart and head. Milan 4th, Juve 5th. Then I put Atalanta and Bologna.
Interesting.
So I'm gonna keep with most of my prediction.
Yeah.
So it's basically Napoli, Inter, Roma, Milan, top 4.
Yeah.
Juve, Atalanta, Bologna.
Interesting. Okay, I've had a look at mine, and these are the only one. This is the only one I'm not changing, other than the first. The rest will be changed, I think. But I'm quite happy with my prediction, and I put Napoli first. I actually put Milan second, and I'm going to keep that. I'm actually going to keep that. The reason why I say that is because I feel like we're going to have a run of games at some point, in the season, and if we hit that run of games at the right time, and it always happens. You look at every single league season except for the outlier, which is the one that Napoli won at a canter. Every team had a dip in form, and then other teams had a real hit, and obviously equalised. If we hit that at the right point, I genuinely think we can carry. Allegri's the sort of manager that then off the back of that run, we can keep solid results, whether it be draws or wins that we need to kind of keep momentum. So I'm going to go and stick with second. I know I said there are going to be 2 teams that are going to be battling it out. I don't actually think we're going to be battling it out. So I've contradicted myself a little bit. I understand that. But it could be that, you have a Napoli and an Inter, or a Napoli and even a Roma, say, that battle it out, and then one of them drops off, Yeah. So I'm keeping with Milan second. Juve, I think, are very underestimated. I put Juve at third, and I'm very happy with Juve at third. I think that's the one I'm kind of close to swapping, putting Juve at second. I think Juve have got a very good team this year, and Tudor gives me a different vibe to someone like Kievu. I actually think Tudor's ready for a big job. He proved himself last season by getting them over the line in Champions League, and I think they've got quite a deep squad now, Juve, to actually play in both competitions. So Yeah, especially with Vlahovic now banging them in again, which is fucking infuriating for us, as you can probably imagine. I've then got Inter at fourth, and I think that's because, like with Milan being a run, I think Inter with Kivu, and we've seen it against Udinese, I think that they could have a stretch of bad performances, which they didn't have maybe a few seasons ago because of the aging squad. I don't think their depth's that good. They will want to do as well as they did in the Champions League in the last few years, and to do that with the squad objectively worse, I just don't think they're going to have the momentum that they've had previously. And then I've gone for Roma in fifth. I think Roma have got fifth, like dead on for me. I think they're going to be really good, but first year, not enough to get Champions League under Gasperini. And then I've got Lazio in sixth and Como in seventh. I think Como are going to be very, very solid. So I'm keeping that. That's my top seven.
Good shout. Good shout.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, Roma. Yeah, I'm up in this third.
But I can see it at the same time, Steph, though, because we don't really know how it's going to work. They've got a few decent little players, but like Dybala can only play 50, 60 minutes every game. Like he's worse than Modric. Do you know what I mean?
No, agreed. If they didn't get the striker, they probably wanted to sign towards the end either. So yeah, we'll see. Look, and obviously this is all kind of the winter window is huge, I think, for any of these predictions. Isn't it? So,
very good point.
So we'll definitely pick these predictions up mid-season and see how we're getting on with them, because even ourselves, I'm sure we'll do a lot of business in the winter. As we did last winter as well. So okay, brilliant. So cool. So the next one is how.
Do you want to do relegation quickly just to finish the table off?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, and then we'll move on to the.
Because that'd be very quick. Go ahead. Go ahead. What do you think?
I put Cremonese.
Yeah, me too, mate. Me too.
Cremonese, Pisa, and Lecce, and obviously Cremonese are like in top four right now. But
it's mad to think they got Vardy. I actually think that they might have just turned it around.
Vardy, isn't it, bro? Mate,
he's gonna get at least 10 goals. He just will.
Yeah. Sassuolo. Obviously, they're on 0 points. Only team in Serie A right now is 0 points. Yeah. So I'll revise that. I'll go Sassuolo. I'll go Pisa as well. I'm stuck between sort of a Lecce and a Hellas Verona. I'll go. You know what? I'll go Sassuolo, Pisa, and then we're going to go Cagliari.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with Cagliari. Send them down. Sorry if you're Sardinian, but I've never been a fan of them and the racial
it's a long, well, that and it's a long away days. It's just effort, isn't it? So
exactly, yeah.
What do you think? I had originally Parma, Cremonese, Pisa in that order. Now I'm also going to remove Cremonese because, I mean, it's only 2 games in, but I do think Vardy will get him a few goals to keep him up. And Davide Nicola, is that their manager, Davide Nicola?
Yeah. And if you picked 6 points up on the board, that's huge.
That's huge for relegation. That's huge. That's like 20%. Do you know what I mean? Of their overall points total come the end of the season, or at least 15%. That's a huge chunk. I'm going to keep Pisa. I think Pisa are going to be bottom, flat out last. And I'm also going to keep Parma because I think they've lost a lot of talent. And that's sad for me to say because Steph and I actually are sort of related, both having a family from that region. But I don't want them to because they're one of the big sisters, the 7 sisters, as they call them in Italy, one of the traditional big clubs back in the day, and the familial ties. But I think they'll get relegated. And then I'll also chuck in Cagliari as well because I don't really like them either. Again, sorry.
It's an interesting year. I mean, if you look at the table, there does seem to be, in my opinion, the sort of a 10-10 split. I think from a quality perspective, I'll lumber these clubs in the same bucket as each other. But you got Sassuolo, Hellas Verona, Lecce, Parma, Pisa, Cagliari. Dare I say, Cremonese should be part of that as well. But obviously started off really well. Then you've got the likes of like Genoa, Torino as well. I've lost a lot of talent too. And I'm trying to think another team here, but like, Parma, I guess, would be the other one. Yeah. So it's 10 teams that, you could you'd have play in them sort of home and away. And then the other 10 is obviously, we've spoken in lengths about, Milan, Inter, Napoli, Roma, Lazio, Atalanta, Fiorentina, Como, Udinese might creep into it, but like, you know, maybe with the odd couple teams maybe in the mid drift, but like there is I think that's why that Cremonese game, I think huge that we didn't get like 3 points from that, because I do think a lot of these teams in the upper echelon positions will be going home and away and getting 3 points against these sides, because if you look at the team, and I'm not to sound horrible, but like some of the quality in some of these teams should be easily beatable, man. That's why we should be looking at it from a starting 11 perspective and going like, no, we need to get 3 points. And I was happy we got it with the Lecce game, but like it needs to be focused.
I agree. The 3 points
like,
against those teams are arguably, unless it's a head-to-head, like a 6-pointer with a big team, they're always more important because of what you just said. You know, you can put your money on that an Inter, a Roma, an Atalanta,
Napoli,
Juve, and Napoli will go down and win. So
1,000%,
they're big 3 points. So
I think the league's going to come more down to like if you're racking up enough of those points, and equally, the head-to-heads are huge as well, because like if you can go on a run, and if you're playing those teams, you can go on a run, but then you go head-to-head and you go Como away or Fiorentina away. It's quite hard to guarantee those 3 points, and rightfully so. But it's the whole point of like if you're not doing it with the teams like Lecce, Cremonese, Pisa, Sassuolo, then another team will, and that's where simple maths might find yourself losing out so much. But okay, cool, nice one. So that covers the table. Of course, obviously, put in the comment section, guys, who you think is going to be top 7, bottom 3, top 4, whatever you like, basically. So we'll move on to Coppa Italia, which is our only other fucking saving grace this season, isn't it? With no Euro.
Well, we've got the Super Coppa as well, that massive trophy.
I don't even want to talk about that. Let's not even talk about that.
Yeah, I agree. It's pointless.
Like, it wasn't part of the predictions anyway, so it's not even worth the effort. But Coppa Italia, it's an interesting one, because I've seen the route that we have and the bracket that we're in, and I like it and that's why I think I put a semi-final knockout, because I think we land with, I can't remember who it is now, maybe like an Atalanta. I need to get the bracket up, but I think we avoid Napoli. Let me get the bracket up. But where do you think we'll get to?
Yeah, so I originally put final, and I'm kind of reticent to keep that, but at the same time, I'm seeing how we're playing. Again, only 2 games, or technically 3 games if you count Bari, but 2 proper league games, and I'm not as convinced. So I might agree with you. I might put a semi-final, but I would really be expecting a final. Again, I'm not expecting to win it, because for some reason this competition is harder for us to win than the bloody Champions League. But we've got the best manager in the history of that competition. So you'd like to think that he would at least get us to the last couple of rounds, just from that, just from that. I know that sounds silly, but managers do matter a lot in one-off games, knockout games, especially Italian managers who understand the competition. So I think just from the Allegri factor, forgetting football, I think we should be getting to the semi-finals at least. Yeah, definitely.
For sure. It's not a simple way through. We play Lecce next, and then if we beat them, we play Lazio. I think away from home, so that's where it's I believe it's when it's just one leg we don't play home and away. So it's when we beat Roma last year, and obviously there wasn't an away fixture to that. And then if we beat Lazio, then we most likely play a team like Bologna in the quarters, and then that will be home and away, I believe. And then the semi would be against either most likely Atalanta or Juventus. And that's where I kind of see us going out, personally. And then, the other side of the bracket, you've got the likes of Inter, Roma, Fiorentina, Napoli. So, I don't mind the bracket on the run up to the semis. But then, 2 legs, Atalanta, Juve, you never know. But, I think we'd go into it just as equally as favourites as the other side. But it all comes down to the squad at that point, which is obviously the second half of the season. So, a lot of TBC there. But Cool. So we've covered the cup, we've covered the league. Let's move a bit more, I guess, down into the players, the individuals. So Capocannonieri, top goal scorer, for those who don't speak Italian.
So I have not put. I put Vlahovic in red and black, and then I changed it, as you said, to Boniface in red and black. But neither of those have happened, so I'm not going to put a Milan player at all. This is a really tough one because I think my brain was probably going like Lukaku, but I don't think that's happening. I could see him getting a few good goals because his connection with De Bruyne is very good. I know he's bad with finishing, but De Bruyne will make a big difference. They've got a great connection to Belgium. You put me on the spot here because I haven't really thought about it in much more detail because I just don't think it's a Milan player. I'm going to go Inter. I think they score a lot of goals. And I'm going to go Thuram. I think Marcus Thuram for me. I think we'll get a couple. Yeah,
a lot of people will be going for Thuram. I went with Moise Kean.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
And I'll stick with Moise Kean because why not? I think he takes penalties for them. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He does.
He does.
And also, I think, not to interrupt your point, but a lot of the time when you look at Ciro Immobile, serial Coppa winner, it's not always the league winning team. In fact, it's more often than not the league winning teams. I think Keane's a really good shout, actually.
Yeah. And my logic was also, like to your point, Lukaku out with the injury, he would probably be up there as a favourite. But then obviously, I guess the point is with Fiorentina versus the rest of them, I mean, Thuram obviously is an anomaly as well because in the sense of like, it's how much game time they'll get in combination with playing Europe or not.
That's a great point.
Juve, Jonathan David, Vlahovic, they bought the other kid, the other boy, lad from France, I've got his name now, the forward. So it's kind of, do each of these players get significant minutes in the league to get the Capocannoniere crown? The same you could say with Napoli, with Højlund, with Lukaku coming back, and the other, what's his name now? The tall striker they signed from Udinese.
Oh, Bonnie.
No, not him. No, Napoli, the one that they signed.
Luca,
Lorenzo Luca, yeah. And then the Inter obviously with a bit of depth there. So if I look at a team like Fiorentina, who I don't believe have got Europe, and I think Moise Kean's playing, every game of the season. Obviously, I believe he scored in the second game, and then obviously, good little spell in the international break as well for Italy. So, I'll go with Moise Kean as my Capocannoniere.
I like that.
Which makes the interesting conversation just on that. I've not really mentioned Milan much in that, but who do you think Milan's top goal scorer is going to be?
Again, caveat Vlahovic, Boniface. Yeah, let's caveat those ones. I did put Rafa, and I'm going to stick with Rafa. I put a caveat. I put Rafa if neither of those come, which obviously happened. So, and because him playing closer to goal, whether he plays an actual centre forward or more like a left forward or whatever, 100% he's playing more close to goal this season. Allegri, it's very evident. So with that, if you're putting our best player closer to goal, logic would stay. As long as he stays fit, he'll score the most goals. So Rafa for me.
Fair play. Yeah, I put Leao if not signed, which was Boniface. I will.
If you put Jimenez, I'll be.
Pavlovic.
Mate, stick Pavlovic up front. We all want it. Come on.
No, I'll stick with Leao. You just kind of mentioned the reasons why. A lot of the intrigue does come whether it's the 3-5-2. We have got some talent up front. Pulisic obviously got a goal under his belt now. Santi, whether you like him or not, is still a player there in that position. And obviously Nkunku is the potential wild card, who obviously put some goals up in his Leipzig days. So, I'll go with Leao.
Yeah.
Who do you think for most assists for the side?
I put Pooley down, and I might keep this one only because he got the most assists last season. He was one behind, I think it was Lukaku, believe it or not, who had the most assists, and then Pulisic was joint second with another player. I might have been Rafa actually, but anyway, he was up there. Pulisic was up there, and I think. We don't really know where his best position is under Allegri, right? We don't know where he's actually going to be playing and how often when you factor in Nkunku and everything else. But I actually might keep that one. I think he's one of our most creative. If not, if you forget what Nkunku is, we haven't really seen him and what we haven't. Pulisic is our most creative player. So yeah.
Fair play. I put Leao. I'm going to swap actually. I'm going to go for Modric.
Nice.
And the reason is
because corners stuff.
Yeah. So I think we're going to get a lot more set piece goals this season. With playing a back three in Rabiot, he put up quite a few headed goals last year. Loftus-Cheek as well. I think he's going to be a bit of that that little metronome in the midfield as well, even from open play and just carving up. Whereas I think Leao would be my natural selection, or a Pulisic, but I think they're more as in the finishing categories this year, which is great. I think for their development especially Leao's. I think they'll be at the end of moves, or equally sort of transitioning into counter attacks and getting 1-on-1 on the keeper, or as they find themselves more in bit isolated spots. Whereas Leao and his pass has typically been feeding off the wings, etc., etc. So as long as we stick to a 3-5-2, I'm going to go with Modric. So yeah,
nice,
cool. Perfect. Next up, we've done goals, we've done assists, player of the season.
Milan player of the season, obviously.
Yes, Milan player of the season. Yeah.
Oh god, this is a tough one. I might have to I think I had Rafa in this. I'm going to change, and I'm going to take your man. I'm going to take the Croatian. I have to take Modric.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. I think if I've seen how he plays, even at 40, happy birthday the other day, by the way, Luca. He is clearly technically levels above everyone else. And if he plays, which he will play every game as long as he's fit, at least 50, 60 minutes, I can't see him not being one of, if not the most influential player on the pitch every time he plays for us. And so for that reason, I think he'll be the most important player for us this season.
Fair play. See, I don't player of the season. It's really hard to answer this with is this goals or this assists? Is this contribution? I think I'm going to answer this question, and I'm probably going to have the community laugh at me because I'm going to answer it in a way that's reliable, adaptable.
I think I know who you're going to go for.
Contributing. I'm going to go with Salamakers, man.
It wasn't who I actually had in my head.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Salamakers. You think I'm going to say Loftus-Cheek?
No, I was going to say. I thought you were going to say Gabia. Actually, he was
no. I'm going to go Salamakers, and I'm maybe being a bit kind of loose with
recency bias.
No. I've always been a fan of him, but I'm going to answer the question in a way that's for what we need to do, and I think what. Desire to do well, run for 90 minutes, be available, like I said, be adaptable. He's been one of our best players, if not probably the best player in the first 2 games. Yes, he's not going to get there from a stats perspective, but I'm sorry, but you cannot deny what he's doing from a performance perspective, like dribbling past players, winning back the ball. That for me is kind of getting into player of the season. And some players will fill the boots with stats. Do not get me wrong, but I wish there was a sort of an underrated player of the season because I would give him that trophy without a doubt, but we don't have that bucket. So I'm going to give him some flowers, and I might live to regret it, but fuck it, man.
I like that. I think just to say one thing on Salamakers, it's so weird that we deemed him not good enough for 3 years. He's had the Bologna stint. Now he's had the Roma stint. He has come back and he does look a better player. He's one of the very few examples where he's stayed with us, which is very rare after 2 years of loans.
Very loyal.
He's still young enough, and he's genuinely developed. It's oh shit, okay, it's fair enough. If he wasn't good enough now, he's certainly good enough. He's good enough now. So yeah,
he for me should be one of the first renewals we should be getting done right now. I know the Mike one is pending, but that's another story in itself, and we'll probably talk about it as the season progresses. But Salamakers for me is someone that has ticked a lot of boxes, man. And to your point, been a fantastic couple loan deals away. Brilliant, cool. And then the last one, Milan's breakout performer.
This one I'm definitely changing. Do you know who I put?
Who did you?
My boy Estepinian.
Yeah, you're gonna change your Esther opinion.
I will change my Esther opinion. Yeah, I like that. There's no way I'm keeping Estepinian. Although I still think I back what I said. He hasn't been amazing first few games, but I think he'll be all right. I think he'll adapt. I think he's good enough to adapt. I don't think he's going to be anything close to Teo.
I think he'll be solid. He'll be solid.
He will be. But I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it, and I'm going to put in Nkunku because I don't know. I want him to do well, and I think he's such a wild card, but he hasn't got the same feeling that we had when we got João Felix, who was a similar wild card, right? I actually think, I know you agree with me, I do actually think Nkunku's going to be a real success with us. And I just want to see that happen. And so if he comes out and he has a brilliant first season, he puts up a decent number of assists, good number of goals, but is just tidy every time he's on the ball. He progresses. He's that link that we're missing, obviously, that attacking midfield, if you want to call it that, or just that link between anywhere playing upfield, but able to kind of dribble and bring the ball forward, a bit like what Pulisic does, but hopefully with a bit more finishing. Then I'm going to go with Nkunku for my breakout player.
Yeah, I was tempted to go for that as well. This is because this one you really answer it and go like either the player's a new signing
Yeah,
or he's someone that's come through the youth ranks and
or
didn't
like a Salamakers could be a good example.
yeah, could be a
Yeah,
it could be a Salamakers one, but I think he has such adequate game time. It's like, and I don't know. For me, it's not a surprise he's doing well from a consistency perspective, but I mean that might be a surprise to some other people. But I was going to maybe go for Nkunku from a new signing perspective, but I think with the way we are very light on in defense, and I'm going to go with Coney de Winter
I like
being
that. Nice.
breakout one because I think it's a matter of time before he gets those minutes.
He earns a spot.
Yeah, and I think the likes of Pavlovic and Tamori are bound to make mistakes. They'll be kicked out of the starting 11. He'll get that chance, and I think he'll show us why he was pretty good and pretty solid with a lot of upside at Genoa. I'll go with Coney de Winter. He's not gonna mask all of our problems that we got in the back line, but I'm hoping for a fresh pair of legs to put next to Gabbia. We can hopefully add to that in the winter on the left side, or if he plays on the left side, maybe someone on the right, wherever it might be. But yeah, we'll go Coney de Winter because a lot of people have forgotten about him.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I think that's a very smart suggestion because I agree with you. I think
the bar's low, so I've protected myself.
In defense, it's very fucking low. Yeah, I'll give you that. But no, I think he was obviously bought. He wasn't bought cheap. He was obviously bought for a reason. We did the deal quickly. These are all things you've got to factor in. We probably bet on him. I think once he gets in the side, because it's clearly he's adapting to playing for a big club and Allegri, whatever. I think once he hits that and he gets into the 11, I think you're right, Steph. I don't think he's going to come out of it. So I think that's a good shout. That's a good shout.
Yeah. He's also kind of like an Allegri, not guy, but Allegri brought him through at Juve. So
that's a good point.
I'm kind of like I'm going for a player that I believe if the coach believes in them, he'll give him that game time minutes. And a bit of me was teetering on Nkunku because it makes so much sense to pick him, but there is that thing in my head going like, does Allegri know where he's going to play him? And But I really hope Nkunku has a fantastic year and ends up, bagging goals galore. So I equally would have picked him as well. So cool,
nice. But like you said, that was good. That was good though. I enjoyed that. I hope everyone listening, what their thoughts are.
Yeah. I mean, we've covered top 7. So I guess if you want to play this game with us in a way, top 7, bottom 3, Coppa Italia, top goal scorer for the league, top goal scorer for Milan, most assists for Milan, best player for Milan, and breakout performer for Milan. So there's quite a few buckets to dig your teeth into there.
What's nice as well is because obviously we did a revised one. I imagine a lot of people listening will also probably be readjusting their thoughts. Transfer window's over. We've had a couple of games. So it's a nice way for everyone else to take a stopgap and look at what you did, maybe thought about a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, to what you think now. And I think now it's kind of like lock it in, put your chest to your predictions and just see come May next year what it's all about,
Exactly. But any closing thoughts, Mr. Engaged Lorenzo?
No, mate. Just anyone who wants to donate money for a wedding, hit me up. I'll take it. They're expensive. I'm sure you know as well. Yeah. You'll be planning yours soon enough, I bet.
Yeah. Married to this club first, though, sadly.
Yeah, that's true. That's our first lady, guys. That's always our first woman.
Exactly.
But no, all good on my end, mate.
Cool. All right, guys. We'll close up there. Obviously, just mentioned again. Add some comments if you'd feel like just on what you feel like is your predictions out of these categories. And obviously Substack, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I don't know what the hell. TikToky, whatever we are on these days. Please follow, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your nonna, tell your mum, tell your cousins. They might not even like Milan, but they might like two idiots talking about football. But that's what we do.
You fat idiots, yeah.
Hey, I've been on a weight loss journey.
Myself though, I've had too much wine these days.
But anyway, it's always been a pleasure. Yeah, it's a pleasure as always, guys. We'll catch you next time. Ciao.